Since it's my birthday, Riv was kind enough to let me take a crack at the cold open of PTL. Here goes nothing. Coming up on PrimeTime League, we break down the LCS playoff push. Vitality's Kasing takes on the 1v1 challenge, and I get freaky on the street. Make a wish and blow out the candles. Boom! Happy birthday, Phreak!
PrimeTime League starts right now!
Can Uzi get a Penta on Vayne? Sure, he's been locked up. It will be. Uzi gets himself a Penta kill.
There goes the Nexus turret, and that is it. The Rocks Tigers will be defeated. Samsung wins it.
Echo Fox, somehow they've won the game. I cannot believe that.
Hello and welcome to PrimeTime League, the unofficial LOL Esports party headquarters. I'm Riving Business III. That's the birthday boy, David Phreak Turley.
I'm 29 years young, Riv. Woo!
Done?
Yeah.
Got it. As an early birthday present on Saturday, Echo Fox and Dignitas gave us all an incredible gift in the form of an epic 67-minute match that ended with Big and Hard coming in the back door to shatter the Nexus, while Froggen and Keith donned their overalls and farmed their way to all-time CS records. Froggen's 764 CS and Keith's 738 now rank first and second in total creeps killed during a single game across the premier regions.
Guys, let's all have a moment of silence for those poor and brave Void Spawns that gave their lives to make this all possible.
Well, Froggen farming like it's the Fertile Crescent is nothing new. Mid lane Nautilus is for most of the world. And when I say most of the world, I mean everyone except Chaogu's Doinby, who played it 3 times last year. But that was the exception, and right now, mid lane Nautilus might just become the rule. So far in 2016, mid lane Nautilus has been played 13 times across the LCK, LPL, LMS, North American, and European Challenger Series. He's been on the winning side in 69% of those matches. In fact, Nautilus has had more success in mid than his 54% win rate in the top lane and 47% win rate in support. So, I have to ask you, what is making Nautilus, the biggest guy in armor, the most flexible dude?
I like that. It's a good line. The fact that he's just kind of overpowered right now, honestly, he's, as far as 6.4 is concerned, pretty insane. 6.5 has some nerfs to the damage on his Riptide. But the thing is, Nautilus is a tank that scales very heavily off of gold. He doesn't get any innate resistances, but his shield scales off % max health, so all the things that you can buy make that very effective. Also, when he's up against mages very frequently, turns out banner ban's actually insane, which works really well there as well. In fact, most of the mid lane Nautilus builds we saw were counterpicks to mages, and then the goal there was get banner like first item, get his rot portal afterwards, and now that also to sort of add more complexity to why this is working in the mid lane especially, is normally mid lane has been a carry role, but now that we're seeing like Kindred and Graves and more carry junglers come out of the jungle specifically, you can now give up damage in the mid lane and rely on your jungler for that. And so the landscape of what champions are good has made Nautilus work in the mid lane, and just in general, he's just so good that you pick him all the time anyway.
Well, I can't wait to see it. And while we've seen not of the Titan in of the depths in the LCS mid lane so far this split, we can at least listen in on pros in the newest edition of Mic Check.
Facing my old team, man.
It's my old team as well.
I mean, you've been in every team in LCS, so that's actually true.
Mic check, please.
Are we playing with jackets off or on?
Off.
Everyone stand up at the same time and put your jacket on.
Okay.
I will start, okay? And then you can follow.
Wait, why do you take off your earphones?
You don't need to take your earphone, you know?
I can't hear you. You don't need to stand up either, actually.
Really nice synergy, guys.
Relax. Focus on your breathing, alright? I want you guys to show the world what you guys are capable of. Because when I believe in you, then you have to believe in yourself. And that is the only thing that matters in the end.
We can turn, we can turn. Poppy.
Nice.
Kogi. He's dead.
Kogi.
Nice.
Yeah, we can keep going. Lucian. Keep going. Lucian. Nice.
Go Baron. Go fight.
Yeah, if I win this game, can I get a cat?
No.
Okay. If I win this game, can I pet your cat, Eugene?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just backing up.
Yeah, just defend.
Let's try and hold our base. Actually, they're gonna go Baron.
Nice.
Running. They're chunked.
Nice.
I got him. Nice. Okay, we're good. I'm on the way.
We're running over. Oh shit.
We got one.
I'm saving you, Jensen. Careful. Nice.
Keep going. We can do better.
Let's go.
What's the most important thing about today?
Object. Don't look at the gear.
Oh, he's here.
No grid. No grid.
Nice, nice. Forky flash. Dope.
Oh, nice.
Good job.
Q.
Q down.
Dope. Hey, reset. We need reset.
Okay, not bad, not
Make sure
bad.
they don't do Baron.
Hey, I have a TP.
They won't Baron.
Okay, I go. I'm coming.
Make time. Slowly. Listen, no kick. 80, no flash.
I think that's low.
Can you guys finish before Zed comes?
we can keep hitting. I can W him too. Stop taking. I can W Elise. Who's on Elise?
I'll be there.
Get bit on that, just big, okay?
Zed's right here. Zed's W. Zed's W.
Kill. Nice.
You guys got his zone.
Yeah, we're all dead. I can kick him in a second.
Just keep focus. Keep focus.
Just zone.
Nice.
Hey, can you guys end?
No,
We got 40 seconds. Actually, I think we can. We can finish. Yeah, we can.
What?
Yeah.
Watch jungle.
Watch out.
Focus.
Watch out. Wait, minion.
Wait,
minion.
We got 20 seconds on Jhin. Hit base.
Hit turret.
Bakukun.
Nexus.
Nice. Dude, just like a scream.
A fantastic set of LCS games last week, and looking forward, there will probably be more. But I can still hear Yamato saying, I believe in you, and you will do well. So we're going to use that. Anyway, we're down to the final week of the LCS Spring Split, which means it's time to check in on the records that are in jeopardy of being broken. Wild Turtle is on Bjergsen's heels in kills per minute. He only needs 13 this weekend to gain that .002 KPMs and strip the Burger King of his crown. That's only if Immortal stays true to their current average game time. At 31:02, they are all but locked in to break CLG's old record by almost 3 minutes, which is pretty crazy. Not only are they lightning fast, but they are just as deadly as well. With a team KDA of 7.19, Immortals are tied with Fnatic for the most bloodshed in a single split, which is great for play-by-play casters. I've been loving it. One record that will be tied is the NALCS record for fewest losses in a split. Last week, Immortals locked in the #1 seed in the playoffs, while CLG, Cloud9, and TSM secured their postseason positions. Energy, Liquid, and Echo Fox are all in the mix for the final 2 playoff spots, while Tip and Dig are battling to avoid joining the Renegades in relegation. Now, across the Atlantic in the European LCS, the landscape looks quite a bit different. Both of the first-round buys are still up for grabs, with G2, H2K, and Vitality all looking to finish in the top 2. Europe loves their ties. On the other hand, all 6 playoff spots are locked in, with Element, Splice, and Rockout fighting to avoid playing in the next week's promotion tournament. Well, we already know that not-so-giant Giants will already be there. While Europe does love ties, there has to be eventually a #1 seed in the playoffs. In an effort to discover who that top team could be, we turn to you, the viewers, and your Twitter accounts. On Monday, we asked you which European team or team with 60% Europeans would finish the regular season in first place. The results told us 2 things. Some PTL viewers should live under a bridge and eat goats that try to cross it. #1. Thanks to you guys. Secondly, you think H2K is the best team in Europe right now. It's a pretty good guess. Now, to see if Shox and Deficio agree with you about H2K and me about your resemblance to Trundle, let's send it over to the home of the European LCS.
Hello, PTLers. We are here to preview Week 9 of the European LCS, the last week already. We wanted to talk about what we think will happen, and we thought it would be a good idea to look at who we think or what we think the standings will look like. This is after tiebreakers, of course, as we like them over in EU.
Sure.
So we'll see what happens. I'm going to start with mine, and let's make it more interesting. Let's connect a bet to it. If my standings are correct, on the next PTL, you wear a garment of my choosing. And if you are correct and I'm wrong, then I wear a garment of your choosing. Does that work?
That is a deal.
Yeah.
And it can be anything.
It can be anything. Okay, so my standings, without further ado, I have H2K at the first place. I have G2 second. Then I have Vitality. In the battle for fourth, I have OG over Fnatic. UOL sixth, and seventh goes to Splice for me.
Few changes for me in my standings. I have H2K #1 as well, but I think honestly it could be G2 just as likely. Then I put Vitality, of course, and then I have Fnatic as #4. There's not even a discussion for me. Origin #5, Unicorns #6, Elements, I think, will take number 7 because, again, it's a bit like H2K G2, just almost the opposite in the sense of like that's two really good teams fighting for first, and then we have Splice and Elements who's been struggling, fighting for number 7. I think Elements, honestly, it looks slightly better, slightly more consistent, and that's why, if it is a tiebreaker, I give it to them.
Well, the head-to-head is 1-1 between Elements and Splice, and if we look at their matches, Elements is playing Fnatic and H2K, and Splice is playing G2 and Vitality, so honestly, I don't see them walking away with a win either way. I'm gonna say Yamato's crew can take the tiebreaker for 7th. I mean, you gotta make some bets. I mean, you gotta make some guesses here.
I mean, it's good we have some different things, because Elements and Splice, again, I think it's the same as the 50-50, right? No one can really predict 100% who's going to win. Same with the first one. The fourth one, however, I feel like is the one where Fnatic has looked like the clear-cut 4th best team in Europe right now, and Origin are still looking pretty bad, honestly, in the way they're playing. So when they play each other this week, I think Fnatic is going to win that game, and I think they're going to win it fairly easily. Yeah, to set the tone for that, so Fnatic now owns the head-to-head and is playing Elements on day 1. We assume they're going to win. OG is playing Giants day 1. We assume they're going to win, so that matchup will decide it. And I think that OG can push it to a tiebreaker. More because I knew that you were going to pick Fnatic and I wanted a chance to win this bet. However, I feel like if they make use of the strengths they have, which they have as the only team, that they can change in their mid laner. They could, if they wanted to. But they put in a mid laner who's either not practiced or not really ready in Xpeke, or they keep playing Power of Evil, who clearly right now doesn't fit with the team and just been sick for a full week. It's almost a weakness. Like, no matter who they pick, it's a liability in a sense. But I guess people are arguing that Peke provides leadership. You know, he changes the mentality of the team. And I mean, the game was just a clown fiesta of them last week as it was before. However, they managed to win. There's something must be there. However, Power will be playing as far as we know. So I'm still going to go. You got to take some chances if you want to win the bet. First place team we agree on. And I think that's kind of odd, actually, because G2 in my mind is a bit stronger, yet I'm going for H2K as number 1. I feel like it's because we're boring, you know. We are. G2 is like well, fine, I am, but you're apparently the same because you put H2K first. Like, G2 is like the party animal. H2K is the guy that's sitting at home reading books and so on. And if they had to go I'm G2. Well, yeah, sure, you can be G2 in this, but like if they had to go into a competition for whatever, I think the safe bet is just like give it to H2K. Yeah. But I honestly almost feel like G2 is just as likely to win that match. Well, their head-to-head is also 1-1, and they have G2 has Splice and UOL, and H2K has UOL and Elements. So if it goes to tiebreaker, we called it for H2K, apparently. So 50-50. You know, G2 fans don't hate us. No, they're great. It could just as likely be G2 taking that one. I know you're wrestling. Oh, yeah. We'll see what happens, and you guys will see as well. So we'll see you in the LCS.
Well, Shox and Deficio seal their bet in a legally binding contract. It's time to see how well you know the pro. Back on Tuesday, LOL Esports tweeted out a close-up of these sound detectors, and if you guessed they belong to the Unicorn of Love's mid laner Fox, you were wrong. These auditory cones actually belong to UOL's AD carry, Steelback. It has been a tale of redemption for the Unicorn's marksman, as his return to the European LCS after being benched by Fnatic last spring has been nothing short of fantastical. Steelback is currently tied with Emperor for the most kills in the European LCS and is second to Forgiven in KDA for 80 carries. Not too bad. You can watch Steelback and his mystical mounts try and work their magic when they take on H2K in the European LCS Match of the Week this Thursday.
Well, now it's time to let your fingers do the talking with the PrimeTime League Twitter question of the week. Last week, we asked your fingers which LCS team will have the biggest Baron power play, and for a chance at the Hall of Fame, tell us how much gold they would earn within 100. Well, the answer was Energy Esports with the Baron power play of 6,549 gold. And after a 2-week dry spell of no correct answers, we finally have a winner. So congratulations to Rar Princess for correctly guessing Energy. Unfortunately, your gold was off. But even though I almost want to put you in the Hall of Fame anyway, I won't because that would be cheating, and we are rules followers here at PTL. Either way, though, everyone else, we've got a new question for you for this week, so we can get this one. In honor of Wild Turtle's chance to dethrone Bjergsen in the kills per minute record this weekend, we want to know which LCS player will have the most kills per minute this weekend. For a chance at Hall of Fame, give us their total kills for the week. I'm going to say Wild Turtle himself at 13 kills. Hopefully I am right. If you want to play along, be sure to hit us up at LOL Esports. Use the hashtag PTL. Get your guess in before game 1 of the European LCS. And now for a totally different game, let's head back over to Berlin for Kasing's 1v1 showdown.
It is time for another 1v1 Me Bro challenge, and today we are joined by Vitality support Kasing, and we're going to take a look at the effect that he brings to PTL. Thanks for joining me. Are you excited about this segment?
Yeah, very excited.
All right, did you watch the one with perks? Do you know how this works?
Yeah, kind of.
All right, well, I'll walk you through it, okay? It's pretty simple. It's 1v1, right? You and me. You have 90 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. I have quite a few of them, all right? You're going to get 1 point for every correct answer that you get right. And if you don't know because you're just not smart enough, you can say pass, and then I'll move on to the next question. Are you keeping up with me?
Yep.
All right, cool. Now, Perks, when he did it from G2, he got 11 correct answers in 90 seconds. I'm going to see if you can knock him off of the PTL leaderboard before you try and knock him off of the LCS leaderboard. And I can see some nerves in here. I can see some nerves. Right. Let's just get straight to it. All right. 1v1 starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, now. What is Thresher's passive called?
Damnation.
Ooh, good start. How many hard pillows and how many soft pillows do you sit on in the LCS?
One hard, one soft.
Well, I guess you would know that one. Right. Which of these is not a type of pillow? The Daikamakura, Koshari, Abrazador, or husband?
Koshari.
And what is it? Do you know?
Egyptian.
And it's Egyptian food. I like this. I like this. Okay. What is your favorite pizza topping?
Salami.
Salami. Good. Not really my thing though. What is the best Thresh skin?
Blood Moon Fresh.
Ooh, good answer. Okay, we're up to 5. How much health does the Relic Shield give?
75.
Correct answer. You are going to kick Perk's butt. Who is the only team besides Fnatic to win a European LCS championship?
Alliance.
Ooh, okay, good one. Trick question. What is Big Ben?
A tower.
No, incorrect. He's actually a Bell quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'll give you the correct answer anyway because you're both right. How much of the Earth's 36.8 billion acres of inhabitable land does the Queen of England own?
6.6 billion.
I'd love to know how you know that answer. Do you ask for permission or ask for forgive and agree?
Forgive and agree.
Okay, you're sticking with the League of Legends. What's your best pickup line?
I love you.
Oh, I get a new one if I were you. NA or EU?
EU, of course.
No, wrong answer. The correct answer is LCK.
Oh.
Who's your favorite EU LCS pro to beat?
Perks.
Perks. I think you may have done it. How much mana does Thresher's box cost?
150.
Oh, it is 100. You end on such a sour note.
Oh my god, it's 100?
It is 100.
Sorry.
Dude, how could you not know this? Right, we're going to tally up the questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, thank
Can someone verify with me if that was 12? Confirmed 12.
Oh.
So you beat Perks in PTL.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
All right, first one for that one. Perks, dude, that's it. So that about does it here. And with 12 points, Kasing has won the 1v1 Me Bro for PTL Europe. You can watch Kasing try take on the rest of the top of the table LCS teams this Thursday and Friday. He will be taking on Rocket and Splice for a chance to knock G2 off of that top spot. We'll see you then.
CLG or C9? Who cares? H2K, G2 or Vitality? Yeah, whatever. What really matters heading into the last week of the LCS Spring Split is fantasy. And if you're like me and you're already crushing all of your leagues, or at least one of the 10 that you're in, the next 2 minutes maybe don't mean so much for you. But if you're still in that really tight fight for like first, second place, maybe the info right here is what makes the difference between you being a championship winner and a loser with a second place ribbon. So let's talk about players that are going to be awesome in fantasy in week 9. Hybrid, G2 support. Now, I've had him in my lineup for like 7 weeks at this point, but legit, he is the number 3 support in all of fantasy. He's against Unicorns of Love and Splice. Unicorns are pretty solid team. Splice, not so great. Honestly, though, G2 gets kills, he gets assists. Great player. Next up, CLG mid laner Huhi. Oh, yes, this guy is actually doing pretty solid. Overall, CLG's opponents are going to be pretty beatable. Energy and Team Dignitas are going to be pretty solid. Long games expected as well. Honestly, he's just done pretty well overall as a fantasy mid laner. It's worth putting up in most lineups. And then finally, someone to put on here, the jungler of Vitality, Shook. I know we've given some smack talk to Vitality playing low kill games, but that's gone up in recent history. Up against Splice and Rocket, these are also some fairly easy teams to beat. Vitality should go 2-0. Players on that roster should get some decent points, and Shook, I think, is a cornerstone here. He's just in a lot of these kills. So those are some of the good players. Let's talk about some of the bad. Let's go to the sour. hate to say it, but Yellow Star on TSM has not been good in fantasy. He hasn't been doing great in the league overall. It's unfortunate, but this has just not been a point of strength here for TSM. Also, Immortals and Energy are good. It's just an incredibly hard schedule for TSM. It's going to make things really difficult for Yellow Star over here. Also, his teammate Svenskeren, unsurprisingly, he's not been great on TSM either. And of course, this schedule is very difficult. I think if you have like Bjergsen and Doublelift, you can maybe keep them, but these guys I think definitely drop off. Hanser maybe as well. And then finally, the last person to talk about dropping off, light it up here, Power of Evil from Origin. Look, he's a good player, and Origin were a really good team, but look, I actually picked him, I think, first round at the beginning of Fantasy, and then I dropped him for perks, because realistically, it's just not going very well right now for Origin. Giants are a beatable team, Fnatic a bit harder, and there's just better supports out there to pick up, like who we talked about earlier. That's what I would suggest for your lineup choices. Hopefully you guys win. Good luck, have fun, and hopefully the kind of fun that Reckless has on Jhin. Right now, we're going to head over to Jatt for a deadly flourish of knowledge and a League of Learning curtain call.
Hey everybody, Jatt here to bring you another League of Learning. And this week we're going to be talking about Jhin. Again, when Jhin first reached the LCS, we did kind of an overview of some of his kit, but we didn't get to go in depth on some of the things. So this week I wanted to talk specifically about his passive and how that interacts with his item build. So quick overview of the passive itself. Depending on your level, you gain 2 to 40% bonus attack damage. Every 10% crit chance you get increases your attack damage by another 4%. Every 10% attack speed increases your attack damage as well by another 2.5%. So everything pretty much increases attack damage. And also, he gets 4% more movement speed on crit per 10% bonus attack speed he builds. So that's pretty complicated. What does it mean? It means buying attack damage is the best way of increasing Jhin's damage, and it also means that buying attack speed and crit, while they do help your damage, they contribute greatly to your mobility on Jhin. So to talk about some of the math we're going to be doing in this segment, these are our values for what we're going to be calculating. 1% attack speed, 25 gold, attack damage is 35 gold, and crit is 40 gold. We also have values for movement speed and lifesteal because that's going to be in some of the item builds. An example of just stat conversion would be a static shiv. If you're not Jhin, that item gives you exactly what it says in the shop. 35% attack speed and 30% crit chance. But for Jhin, it converts to 20.75% bonus attack damage. 11.25% of this thing I'm coining as crit value here. Basically, Jhin only rolls for crit on 3 out of every 4 attacks, and when he does crit, it's for a diminished amount of damage. So this is kind of the value I have on 30% crit chance when converted to 11.25%. And also, because of the attack speed and crit chance on static shiv, he will be gaining 14% move speed on crit on top of the 10% he'd be getting from every passive. So he's going to be going about 24% faster every time he crits. So, now that we have that under our belt, let's look at a full-ish Jhin build. Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Essence Reaver, and Phantom Dancer. What those say they give you is 130 attack damage, 80% attack speed, 100% crit for a converted gold value of 10,550. Then we look at Jhin. He gets 328 bonus attack damage out of that, a 37.5% crit value from the conversion, but he also gets a bonus 32% movement speed on attack, since he does have 100% crit and will be critting on every single shot for a much higher gold value, 14,240. But that's not really the build that you should be going for if you're just looking for damage. Switch out the Phantom Dancer for a Bloodthirster. Now you're looking, and Jhin can gain 404 bonus attack damage, 26.25% crit value, only 14% bonus movement speed on crit, which won't be on every single attack. And that converts to a much larger gold value of 16,365. So this is just kind of a math example of what we outlined earlier, where Jhin can get a lot of mobility from building the Zeal items like Shiv and Phantom Dancer. But if you're really just looking for damage, you should be focusing on the BF sword items and the high AD ticket items. It's another big reason that Deathfire Touch is insane on Jhin, because a build like this gives him 404 bonus attack damage, which applies the ratio on the Deathfire Touch mastery. So this was just the passive of Jhin and some of the complicated item conversions, but I enjoyed talking about it. I hope you did too. I hope you learned something, and that'll do it.
While the Virtuoso gets set for another week of killer performances, let's head around the world of LOL Esports for a look at the BFingest matches of the week. And there's no better place to start than the most badass league on earth, the LCK. Last week, the Rocks Tigers lost their first match since they came up short versus SKT in the World Championship. Interestingly enough, they lost to the 2014 really but not really world champions, Samsung. I know, it's not really, but we're trying to make it work.
No, it's fine. The connection is there, Riv. I'm proud of you. It's a really good one. Of course, on a related note, last week, the defending world champions and IEM champions as well dropped a game to the Africa Phreak before they did finally win that match. But that's not the funny part. The funny part is that single game win by the 8th place Phreaks actually means that they've now beaten SKT 3 times this spring in total games. And that's more than any team outside of Korea not named Edward Gaming had done all year. So pretty solid stuff. I hear SKT was real good in 2015, and even in this year so far as well, 7-0 IEM, obviously a pretty top caliber squad.
It's a little bit. Sandbagging.
Yeah.
So this morning, SKT continued their winning ways by destroying the LCK's second place team, Jhin. SKT dominated both games, ending each in just under 31 minutes and only falling behind 1,700 gold momentarily in Game 2. That pretty much means the pocket change to them.
Yeah.
That means heading into Week 10 of the LCK Spring Split, the standings shake out just like this. Even with the Tigers giving up their first loss, they sit comfortably in their #1 spot with Jhin loss to SKT last night. With 3 weeks left in the regular season, CJ Entus and Samsung Galaxy battle it out for a 5th place spot, while Longzhu and the rest of the teams have their work cut out for them.
It's going to be a tough road ahead for a lot of these LCK teams to try to get themselves into the standings, but with Rocks tumbling for a little bit for the first time and SKT finally climbing the standings, it sets the stage, for our BF match of the week, and this one is going to be huge. So last time these teams did face off, Rocks Tigers kind of crushed them. They got revenge for the World Championship Finals over there against SKT, and now it's SKT's turn to come in as the underdogs and try to upset Rocks Tigers. Of course, not a familiar position for these guys.
Sounds kind of weird.
I know, being on the outside looking in here, but SKT honestly are looking pretty hot. Once they came back from IEM, they've won 2 matches in a row. Not only did they beat Africa Phreaks, but they also crushed Jhin, who are the #2 team. So hey, if you can crush the #2 team, then you battle #1. Maybe they finally play up to that level.
We'll have to see. It's coming up soon. You can check out the LCK BF match of the week on Friday, March 18th at 1 a.m. Pacific and 9 a.m. Central European Time. So while the LCK heads into Week 10 and the LCS to Week 9, the LPL is getting set to kick off Week 7. And with 4 weeks of matches left to go, the LPL standings, they look like this. Uzi and the Chaogu Reapers bounced back from a rough IEM to win both of their matches last week, thanks in part to Uzi's pentakill on Vayne and holding on to the lead of Group A.
Meanwhile, over in Group B, Nane finally got in a game for Royal Never Give Up, also including a match where Insec went Master Yi in the jungle, which was, they came back from like 16k down, by the way. The game was actually insane overall, but Royal Never Give Up does stay on top of Group B because of this. Also, LGD is no longer the worst team in China, so, I mean, finally, LGD has stopped sandbagging. Maybe they're just going to win Worlds now.
And one other note out of the LPL is that former Samsung Blue Star, Dade, and Chaogu have parted ways. It won't have a big impact on the team or the league as he never really got in a game for the first place squad. Now let's cross the Taiwan Strait and check in on the LMS as they head into their second to last week of matches. And surprise, but not really, AHQ is still in first place with 0 match losses and 1 tie.
They've lost a single game in roughly 20. It's a pretty good record. It's actually better than Immortals are doing.
Hoping to do that
as far as games scored. Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. 9-1, that'd be nice. The Flash Wolves are comfortably in second. TPA is in control of third. Machi and Hong Kong Esports are fighting for the final playoff spot, which would be 4th place here.
That's right. And now it is time for, what are you doing?
Well, you see, Riv, I need to talk to some esports fans about what they know about the North American European LCS. All right, look, I'll see you later, but it's time for Phreak on the Street. True or false? I'm gonna ask these folks behind me some questions about the LCS. Of course, that's true. Let's check it out. Huni made top 4 at Worlds on Origin last year. False. Huni's really good at making grilled cheese sandwiches. True? Yeah, that is true. Solid stuff. Aframu won a hot dog eating contest in 11th grade.
True.
Actually false. We made that one up. Yeah. Darshan can sing really well. False. Darshan is a great singer.
False.
Actually true. He's a great singer. Yeah. There are 2 X's in Stixay. True or false? True.
Good. There are 2 Z's in perks. True or false? False. There are 2 Z's in tabs. False. Oh. Are you ready to play some true or false?
Same.
Kobe's real first name is actually Kobe.
True.
No, what? Kobe picked a screen name for his love of Kobe beef.
True.
Also false. Now I understand why you're a Renegades fan. You're getting a lot wrong. After my great set of questions with you, you are now my biggest fan.
True.
Really? I'm actually surprised because I feel like I'm doing terribly right now.
You are, but I'm still your biggest fan.
See, that's the mark of true fandom, by the way. I'm not the best and you still care. Just like with TSM, man. I'm proud of you. That was a sick burn, true or false?
True.
Yellow Star has been to every League of Legends World Championship. True. Yellow Star has been to 3 semifinals of the World Championship.
True.
Yellow Star won the Season 1 World Championship with Fnatic.
False.
You know what position he played the Season 1 World Championship?
AD carry.
Nice. Good job. All right. See, I'm proud of you for that one.
That wasn't true or false. That's not allowed.
All right, Phreak, my turn. True or false? It's time for the biggest plays from around the world of LOL esports.
True.
True or false? Uzi can now call it to Penta.
Also true.
Same. Dropping into number 5, it was Energy's Moon with the Baron steal.
Energy's already taken plenty of steals this season. Elise has Smite, and Moon is a superhero.
It's down to 1,000 health. Dardoch was knocked up by the Baron, so he's unable to chain his Q with his Smite. So Moon just executes it from 1,000.
Charging into number 4, Xiaogu's V was a hero as he sent all 4 of his enemies back home.
There's the Deathmark. Mako once again is going to have to, just can't. The Mikhail's just not going to quite do it as Deft now trying to auto-attack.
Deft
Look at this
massive.
ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Full team ultimate out of V. That'll disengage it. Are you kidding me? See you later, team fight. And see you later, inhibitor.
At number 3, Faker conquered the battlefield with his Shurima Shuffle.
And now SK Telecom chasing Faker already with the Disc of the Sun, where the turret used to be. Nice Emperor's Divide, gets Kuzan and Pilot. Now it's the knockups though. Faker gets very low, but SKT all over this team fight. Trace, the last one standing. That's a double kill for Faker. What a play on that Azir.
This play onto the backline, remember, 2 of these range carries completely ruined by the Flash Emperor's Divide.
Man, Faker just turns that Emperor's Divide into a double insect kick and puts both carries right in the middle of his team.
Xiaogu Swift tossed Death's Kog'Maw back into the void with a perfect explosive cast in our number 2 play of the week.
Mako's just doing his very best. Oh my god, are you kidding? Again from Swift. Incredible explosive cask.
Just like revel in this. Straight in the face, gives him the trophy. Stellar.
And tumbling into number 1, it was Uzi with the pentakill.
Here comes S17, gonna sit right on top of it. Zon is there. It's QGR gonna try and re-engage the fight. Swift is gonna move in as now S17's gonna lock down Uzi, who's trying to fire away, but a massive brawl multi is gonna combo in with the help of Gragas and Uzi. They've already taken out Gosu again. S17 should melt here on the front lines as the damage is just far too much. Uzi gonna get himself a triple. Chimin gonna be the next target. That's gonna be the quadra. Can Uzi get a penta on Vayne Shu? He's been locked up. It will be. Uzi gets himself a pentakill.
Well, you know, if I had one wish for my birthday, it wouldn't be for a pentakill. It'd be for 1 million more wishes. Who wouldn't? But then I'd use one of those wishes to remind you to send in the biggest plays from the week to us. Tweet your nominees to @LoLesports, use the hashtag #ThePenta, and you can make my wish come true.
And if I had one of those wishes, I'd use it to help a very special young man suffering from what scientists are now labeling as an addiction to punning. You can learn more about this very serious subject in this week's Last Hit.
Whoa! Goodbye to Keith. His life was McBrief on that one. Oh, that was a perfect pillar. He thought he could win. He was so low, but he healed too much. A lot of the gold's been going to Apollo, and it was going to sort of dig them out of this hole. Pun not intended. It will be Apollo.
Really? Not intended? You expect people to ever believe that it's not intended?
These puns, while terrible, might seem like a harmless bit of fun. But beneath the surface of these jokes lies a silent killer. According to neurosciences, puns can be a sign of a severely damaged brain. Something that we were already starting to suspect around here. Patients who are constantly joking could suffer from orbitofrontal damage and circuit dysfunction that may promote pathological joking as a compulsion. It could be as bad as your dad's dad jokes, your boss's inappropriate innuendos, or just your teammates' bad puns. We all know someone that suffers this terrible affliction. Won't you help stop this epidemic before it does tons of brain damage? I'm Rivington Bislam III. And remember, it's all fun and games until somebody you love gets hurt.
I'm losing my mind. See, this is what happens when I don't tell puns for a day. Vitality's Kasing takes on the 1v1 challenge, and I get freaky on the street. Make a wish and blow out the candles. I legit actually got startled by that.